asked something about Kanu and Showore. They are not the same. Up till now, if I see Showore, I don't know him. If I see Nnamdi Kanu, I don't know him. But I called for the files of the two people. They are not the same. When I felt, well, this one should go, I had no hesitation. It didn't give me any difficulty, but I have a difficulty in respect of the other one. And he's been held under the rules and laws of the nation. And I know that it's now in court. Let's wait for the decision of the court. Then, in respect of...
Thank you so much. I'm your brother, Israel Great. Fagbemi, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, decided to stand logic on its head when he said the law is holding Nnamdi Kanu. The law is holding Nnamdi Kanu. It's so unfortunate that Fagbemi has presented himself as a man that knows absolutely nothing about the law. One wonders if the man read law in the first instance. Because the law is not holding Nnamdi Kanu. What is holding Nnamdi Kanu is fraudulent judiciary, compromised judiciary, whose loyalty is not to the law, but to selfish interest. That's why Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. There are questions Fagbemi need to answer. Nnamdi Kanu was charged to High Court, Abuja. Federal government rolled out 15-count charges. At every sitting, they will amend the charges. At every sitting, they will amend the charges. They continued until High Court gave their ruling. The case went to appeal court. They continued with the abuse of the judicial process. But finally, the appeal court, a panel of 3 justices, summoned courage and gave their ruling. They discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu, saying all the charges, those idiotic, useless, good for nothing, senseless bewitchment charges for men of Down syndrome who can't use their brain. In a unanimous judgment, appeal court justices declared them null, void, and of no effect, said they are baseless, they are meaningless, discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu. Fagbemi, is that the truth or not? The appeal court, Fagbemi, if you read law in reality, you are supposed to know that in a country governed by law, the Supreme Court are duty bound to restrict themselves to the subject matter of appeal. You do not bring fresh charges at the Supreme Court level. You do not amend charges at the Supreme Court level. The Supreme Court must restrict themselves to the subject matter of appeal. Fagbemi, what was the subject matter of appeal and what was the ruling of the Supreme Court? In a country governed by law, Fagbemi, hear the truth. The Supreme Court was to make a pronouncement as to whether the appeal court erred in law by throwing away all the charges brought against Nnamdi Kanu. If they are of the opinion that the appeal court erred in law, then they will be saying that Nnamdi Kanu is guilty of the charges brought against him. The only option available will be for them to sentence him to any number of years in prison in a country governed by law. lo and behold, if a student of law is studying Nnamdi Kanu's case, on what basis will Nnamdi Kanu be taken to High Court again for another round of charges? To start all over again, when the subject matter of appeal is entirely different from the outcome of the Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court was to uphold the appeal court decision, or in the alternative, go against it and sentence Nnamdi Kanu, convict him. If they decide, if they are of the opinion that the man is guilty as charged. But that is not what happened. And you are telling us Nnamdi Kanu's case is different from Sowore's case. Why did you not abuse the judicial process, the justice system, by ordering that Sowore's case should start all over again from the High Court? Why? It should have started all over again. Because from the look of things, there is no end to Nnamdi Kanu's trial. There is no end to it. If this charge now at the High Court gets to Supreme Court may order maybe another fresh trial at the High Court. You'll be going from High Court to Supreme Court, and from Supreme Court back to High Court, and from High Court to Supreme Court. What nonsense is that? How can that be? Can you say Nigeria is a country governed by law? What have the ruling of the Supreme Court got to do with the subject matter of appeal? The decision, the unanimous judgment of the Court of Appeal that said Nnamdi Kanu is free of all the charges brought against him. He was supposed to be discharged by the Supreme Court. The federal government can re-arrest him. After he has been set free, they can re-arrest him if they still have any other charge they want to cook up. What a shame. All these years, they have not been able to win a case against Nnamdi Kanu. And you'll be able to stand logic on his head and tell the world the law is holding Nnamdi Kanu. Which law? Which law? We are still waiting to hear about the trial of those who declared Yoruba nation few hours to the inauguration of Tinubu as president. They went with arms to Oyo State Government House to take over. We are still waiting. None of them was killed. Whatever is happening with the prosecution, only God knows. It's only justice, truth and justice that we can use to build a nation. No nation will survive without truth and justice. Fagbemi, under your watch, there is no justice in Nigeria. Under your watch. And you stand logic on his head by telling us things that are meaningless. Is the law that is holding Nnamdi Kanu? Which law? Fraudulent judicial process. That's what is holding Nnamdi Kanu. Where charges are amended at different intervals, just to make sure you frustrate the justice that should go to an individual. But Fagbemi, remember, justice delayed is justice denied. Continue to play with the judicial process. Continue to stand logic on his head. Continue to hide and seek. You go up, you go down. You try this. It's trial by error. You are prosecuting somebody by trial by error. If you try this charge, it did not work, you try the other charge. You must keep him there. If this one is not working out, you file another one. You move from High Court, you get to Supreme Court. You start all over again from the High Court and file a fresh one. Very shameful. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, this development is very shameful. The law is not holding Nnamdi Kanu. It's a fraudulent judicial process. But injustice anywhere, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, is a threat to justice everywhere. If you enthrone injustice, it will go around. Nnamdi Kanu may be the victim today. Who will be the next? I pray, may Fagbemi not be the next. Anybody who believes in truth and justice, may it please you to share this video and subscribe to this channel. God bless you.